Hi everyone, welcome to GreenMonk TV. We are at the SAP for Utilities conference in Mannheim, and with me I have Jeroen Scheer from Alliander. Jeroen, you are the smart grid leader IT in Alliander. You have been telling me about some of the innovations that Alliander are doing around your smart grid, and just to frame it in a bit of context, the Netherlands, where you're based, has had a liberalized market for 13 years now, I think you said?
Yeah.
So can you tell me about some of the stuff you're doing?
Basically what we see in Alliander, we are a grid manager in the unbundled market. So formerly we were from an integral utility, now we unbundled in the last years. So suddenly we are at a grid manager and we really need to be on our own. And what we see, and we want to realize the smart grid, is that we have some barriers to overcome, and the barriers are mainly not on the technology side, but more on the consumer side, on social acceptance of the technology we kind of invent, and on the regulatory side, where we see that the barriers on the new market model, the regulators are still struggling on finding the right market model, and that is constantly in change due to the smart grid and the changes on decentral generation that is going on. And the most important part of my job is to find the right innovation and translate that into IT solutions and show the consumers, the regulators and other market parties what are the possibilities to reshape our market to ensure that the decentral generation and the energy transition can occur.
Okay, and one of the other things that you were mentioning to me is how you have to constantly go back and ask yourselves as an organization, how are these innovations going to benefit customers?
Yeah, we have. When you go to our innovation manager, you ask him, give me 300 technologies that are useful, and he will bring me 300 technologies that are useful. And then I constantly ask the question, but what is the value for a customer? Because as a grid manager, we are a bunch of technicians. So we find we are just like real men, with toys for boys. You name it, we have it. Only the value for the customer is it's based on how do we infuse this decentral generation, and how can we help consumers save energy to ensure that we have the 20-20-20 goals from the EU reached. And the strange thing is that most of the technologies, it's pretty hard to find the answer on the question, what's the value for the customer?
Yeah.
And that's an interesting question for especially a grid manager, because technicians translating stuff to customers, that is a mind shift that is needed.
Cool. Great, Jeroen. Thanks very much for coming on the show.
Yeah, welcome.